Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I am talking about watches. Well, some of the watches that I love the most recently is watches from micro brands. I think you get some amazing watches, really individual watches, and you quite often get them at really good affordable prices. So they really interest me, and I've been buying quite a few lately. Some in particular have ended up being some of my favorite watches in my collection. But what is a micro brand? What is the definition of a micro brand? Because I'm not 100% sure. And because I'm not 100% sure, I thought I'd make a video trying to explain what a micro brand was. However, coming up with a complete definition myself, I wasn't quite sure, as I mentioned, so I thought I'd reach out to a number of different people and get their definitions of a micro brand. I do want to thank everybody that participated in this particular video. I reached out to a number of micro brand owners, they got back to me with some answers. I reached out to you guys, you got back to me with some answers. I reached out to some other people on the social network platforms and they came back to me with some answers. So this video today is going to be me reading out those different answers, and I'll put some footage of particular micro brand watches while I do so. So sit back, enjoy, and hear some of the different interesting opinions about what is a micro brand. Thank you so much to Jason from Houtman Watches, one of my favorite micro brands at the moment, for coming back to me with such an in-depth response. He said, "To me, micro brand is usually an enthusiast whose passion has gotten a little bit out of control. The brand tends to offer good bang for the buck, offer different levels of customer service, are easily contactable, usually direct with the owner, normally a very small staff or one-man band. Without constraints, their designs can be innovative or maybe left of field, which really adds to variety." Wow, Jason, what a great answer. I really like that one. Let's jump into the next answer. From Van Banner Watches, micro brand is a stage where a watch brand is on the way to being a big brand. Well, that was nice and simple and easy and to the point. Exactly, I guess it is a small brand, isn't it? But let's jump into the next one. Mark over at Islander Watches was really nice to get back to me, and he gave me quite a few list points. List point 1, do not own their own production facilities, thus contract manufacturing. Part 2, certainly smaller in yearly output. What the number? No idea. Number 3, no affiliate link with a larger multinational conglomerate. Number 4, not to sound derogatory, but certainly not high horology. Number 5, singular attribute to a brand owner, traceable up to one person, not a corporation. Now, I did do a follow-up question with Mark saying, well, do you consider Islander Watches a micro brand? And he came back to me saying, judging by my 5 points, I said yes, but we produce a lot of watches at this point. So thank you so much for those guys to getting back to me to give you an answer to what is a micro brand. But let's jump into some of the answers from you guys. Micro brands are like micro breweries, offering unique products and experiences that generally don't compete with big brands. Could not have said that any better than myself. Plus, I don't mind a micro brewery myself either. Another, a small independent company that typically produces fewer watches than larger established brands. Of course. Now let's jump into some of the funny answers because this is quite good. A brand that mainly copies designs but adds a sapphire crystal. Well, yes, I have seen a couple of those myself. Now, one of my favorite answers is it's 1/1,000,000th of a brand. Well, of course it is. It's micro. A small shop with limited production that you have never heard of. Well, that's particularly true as well, and I'm learning more and more about these micro brands and who they are, but up until those points, I'd never heard of any of them. 10,000 micro brands make up one big brand. Yes, I like that one too. That was really good. A brand that does not get your social media posts deleted. Yep, I like that one too. Fantastic. Brands I've never heard of. Yep. Teeny tiny brands you can only see with a microscope. Yes, I think we're getting the idea about micro, aren't we? Every watch has a Sellita in it. Yes, quite often they're using Sellita movements, aren't they? Strange looking watches made with the best intentions. Okay, yep, I've actually come across a couple of those as well. Now, in this part of the video, I was actually going to come up with my own definition, but I think it's pretty much been covered. It's small brands, it's one-man brands or very small companies producing some really interesting watches from their point of view of being an enthusiast, wanting to create something interesting, individual, create something that they sort of want to wear themselves. And that is something that I've seen quite a bit in talking to micro brand owners. They are trying to create watches that they love. And if they love it as a watch enthusiast, there's going to be quite a few of other watch enthusiasts that may love their brand as well. Plus, we seem to get a lot of bang for our buck, just like Jason said. So I'm really all on board for these micro brands. Not to say that they are all fantastic. We still need to put our due diligence in regards to watching reviews, reading about them, looking at pictures, and still not overspend. So that's what I think a micro brand is. Guys, I really appreciate your support in regards to answering some of this and participating in this video. I really do appreciate it. And I really do hope to see you in the next video.